Hello, Cancer. How you doing? I'm here with your monthly general guidance advice reading. Ooh, excuse me, I had a burp. Girl was snacking a little bit. Get my burps out. So, Cancer, the first oracle card that came out for you is Adventure. I like that. And do feel like an adventure. The next card that came out is Peacock and Vibrance. And this card came out already for one of the zodiac signs. I'm just not sure. I know Adventure didn't, but I know Peacock vibrates. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to read this. It says, you were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life, and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. In a combination of these two energies, a loyal guardian is the card. So I'm going to go ahead and read that, right? Just because I sent it into the focus of it. It say a magical protector is there for you. What do you got going on for the month, Cancer? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really going to be an adventure. Adventure. How you feel about adventures, Cancer? But keep it real with yourself. This is a question I want you to be thinking about. Not just so much focus on the answer, when I get into the tarot cards, how all this going to unfold, or just, waiting on me just for 1 second. I want you to tell me what you think about adventure. Now, if thinking about adventure make you come up with a definition, okay, did the definition come up because that's the way that you really look at it, or is it coming up because that's your control? That's the thing that controls you. The collective aspect of it controls you, and can it have you feeling some kind of way? Does it make you feel like you need to get away? You got to separate. And what I'm saying is, you might not have really felt that way in the beginning if it came, that you might not have realized that the way we just went about everything, it shows a trigger. And the trigger is the fact of the collective feeling, or the common feeling that's going on. Somewhere in that commonness, there's something that's disturbing you and you need this shift. Now, say that you came up and you thought about adventure as a place, somewhere to travel, a place, a thing, So, when you thought of those places or things, that's more or less going into your desire is strong. You feel like you in a need of this type of feeling to come your way. Not about it being good or bad. As much as you understanding the visual part, the feelings you have, and the missing piece to it all is the real experience. And how do you, or how can you control the living experience to equal out to the vision and the feeling? Makes sense for you? Makes sense. So let's get into some tarot cards for adventure. And let's sit here and go more deeper up into this, right? have 4 cards for adventure, please? Thank you. You got some interesting cards that came up, Cancer. You have the 10 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. And you know what this vibration is giving me for real when it comes to the adventure? It's almost like, what? How? Okay. Trying to take my time to get this message right. Let's say it right. I think right. It might be coming out left. So let's talk about adventure for a minute, in a little bit more closer in the scope, right? Who can I use for example? Let me use Jesus. Jesus is just more common. That's what, you know what I'm saying. But because this common feeling I was talking about in the beginning, I need to kind of stay in it. So let's talk about Jesus. Let's talk about Jesus a couple times running off from his parents, supposed to. Ran off from his parents and missing for a couple days, but he around there chilling with old heads and stuff and having conversation, right? So, is that an adventure for Jesus? And are you going to say, yeah, because of the age he at? But maybe when his sister Wands been here, maybe it won't an adventure. Maybe it was part of his calling. So with the 6 of Pentacles here and the 10 of Wands, right? In this example, the 10 of Wands would be Jesus' calling, right? Now the 6 of Pentacles is coming around because what he's doing is, if it's part of his calling, right, in a supernatural way, let's suppose that Jesus was causing a distraction without consciously realizing he was causing a distraction. And how he caused the energetic distraction was to have Mary and Joseph worried about him for about almost 48 hours. He was just here. Where did he go? Have anybody seen him? We got to protect him. So in the distraction, the energy of feeling like their loyalty and everything is on a balance in a supernatural way, at least for Mary. Joseph might have his opinion and he probably feel it from the point of, in a domino effect, I need to worry about Mary, because if any of this truth come out, you know, she's going to be in danger. And then Mary is like, they're feeling the same way about Jesus, like, oh, I gotta find him. If anybody understood this situation, he's in danger. Thank you for your patience, Cancer. I know you really didn't require nothing. This is a pre-recorded video, but it's just a force of habit and a maintenance of my respect. So yeah, what was we at? We was talking about that example, right? With Joseph, Mary, and Jesus during a young age of his life, and how the supernatural world interfered, right? And like I was trying to say is, the distraction was there for the other forces. It wasn't the fact that as Jesus walked his path, whether we're going to call the other force Satan, who was tempting him or came around, or not. But this events of having conversation with these people, right, began to have a point of trust and a build up into the master plan. Because even those people that held conversation played roles to be contaminated by their purpose, to be associated in the group when it came upon the time for his crucifixion and the trials and tribulations he went to that led up to his crucifixion, that spreaded the gossip, the word. He haven't yet selected his 12 disciples. So with this shaded energy that was going on, those people, old heads that he was talking to, came in contact with those future disciples that Jesus was going to have. So what I'm saying is, this one event up inside of here led to a series of events, right? But nevertheless, the Ten of Wands, and like I said, the Six of Pentacles with the Page of Cups, is all about how your focus minimized. Meaning how far, like, Jesus didn't, well, we can't really prove anyway. I can't really prove the fact that Jesus' vision didn't stretch where he could identify who his disciples would have been that would have been walking with him. I can't prove that. But I'm going to go off of assumption that maybe it was that way, that he had that limited viewpoint on it. And when the time came, it cleared up for Jesus. That's where, like, that Page of Cups of being here is. When the time is right, that vision came clear. So he knew where to find Peter at the right time. He knew where to find John at the right time. He was ready and everything was prepared. And each one of them had their level of consciousness and their belief and what it was to be some form of a deity, and to have, and maybe supernatural was not a issue for them, but the selectiveship of your purpose was more of the issue. Like, what do you have to offer? Oh, you making good deeds for me. Oh, you just helped my business out. So those things became a point of loyalty too, right? So in the discipleship of having these blessings come, it put a sense of some type of loyalty, but yet it was still a hidden contract, because when it came all the way to the point of his crucifixion, they got appointed, watch over my mother. You need to do this. Some people say Judas betrayed Jesus. I don't think it is. Judas just had one of the hardest jobs, and that was to die, to sacrifice his strength and his courage to Jesus, and to go through with it. That's just my point of view. Okay, so meaning that in the Bible we talk about offerings. Even in the Orisha, there's plenty types of different offerings that goes on. So to me, Judas seemed like an offering, where the people, it seemed like Judas was a betrayal, because maybe at this point in time, we would betray each other to a certain degree when it comes to facing a brutal type of death, or these things. Okay, part of the legacy of why we have suicide prevention is because Jesus died for that sin. But yet, even though it's saying Judas, doesn't mean that Jesus wasn't suicidal by standing his ground when he knew that they was going to kill him. And maybe those words when he came out and he said, "You don't take my life. My Father takes my life." So some people would say that's suicide. In this current era, anyway. You say some words close to that. 9 out of 10, they ain't gonna think about no Jesus that you use it as an example. They thinking you about to kill yourself. I'm just trying to say. So let's go to Peacock and Vibrance. To me, that's an adventure. Okay? Let's get 4 cards to talk about this section. Sometimes I have those fresh lungs. Can we have 4 cards for Vibrance Peacock? I just want to, while I'm doing this, nigga, 10 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Page of Cups. Okay. Oh, too many. Let's try it again. And maybe that's where the Lord Guardian is coming in at. Maybe you're going to get another chance because they understand your status, your mental status. 3 more cards. Two more cards. Okay. So the first 2 cards is very interesting. What is coming off with this Emperor and this Knight of Swords in reverse is, it's not about mental. It's about the firmness that comes into the Emperor. It's about that firmness. And we have the next 2 cards. It's the 3 of Pentacles and the Chariot. This feels like the Magician is not on the board. The reason I'm saying it feels like the Magician is because the situation that you're going to experience is going to have doors that's accessible to you. And the thing about them being accessible is the fact that, what is they call? This, I guess the word I could only come up with is a chaperone. Certain situations you're going to experience requires a chaperone type of energy to help you get through those doors. They either that shield going into this Lord Guardian. Let me get over here and get these 4 cards, okay? And let's see what common energy come up to this situation here, okay? And this gonna also be included in the recap after these cards right here be close to the end of the video. Can I have 4 cards, please? Can I have 4 cards, please? Two more, please. One more card, please. One more card, please. That's still 2. Which one is it going to be? One more, baby. One more. Oh, there we go. Oops. Oops. Okay. So we did have the Emperor come back up. But before we get into that, right, we have the 8 of Wands and we have the 3 of Swords that's here, right? This 8 of Wands and this 3 of Swords is, it's almost like, if you're really kind of curious about this energy, right, and you trying to do some self-discovery, because this is an adventure, it seemed like what it's tied into. It's tied into the desire of your growth to go into your spiritual outlet a little bit more. Now, you might be narrow-minded and focused on one religion, and I'm using the word spiritual, right? You might just be there, okay? But you want this a journey and you want this adventure, okay? So it's like with this 8 of Wands and this 3 of Swords, it's like the reason for this energy is because you're going on your spiritual adventure. It heard you. It's been seeing you dipple and dabble. You already assume that you are already on a journey. So it's like with the 3 of Swords, let's not try to correct that. Let's in this read and get your confirmation, okay? But let's take it on to the point that you're going to be on a little flying carpet and they're about ready to have fun with you. The thing is, you already feel like you've been having fun with them. So if you done been in a relationship before, I'm going to give you a hint and a clue. This is a little advice I'm going to give you for this energy. You already been in a relationship before, and you've been and if you've been in this relationship where y'all just not together, it's not about how bad it was or not bad it is. For me, for you, if that's what's resonating for you, then look at your adventure to be that way. If you done got to the point in this relationship, because usually in the worstest relationship, there's lessons and there's healing that should have came about. If you know you struggling in that, okay, your adventure is going to be this struggle, meaning you most likely going to be like, the spirit guides I have, they dare not ever treat me this way. It's no way I can believe it, okay? And that's fine for you to feel that way, but it's more or less that your spirit guides is in a movie theater and you and your life experiences is on the screen. So if people had reactions in the theater, if you've been in those situations, I've been anywhere where you looking at a movie and people got different reactions and stuff, okay, that's what I'm trying to say their reaction going to be. So there's no here nor there. This is your time. You asked for it. It selected you. You know, it's just like you went somewhere, American Idol, American Top Dancer, whatever, you know, so many of these shows like in these audition type forms that I really can't keep up with. I mean, even Penn and Tyler is one of those type of shows. So they got the Cube coming out with Dwayne Wade as a type of show. I mean, it's so many of them right now, which is our entertainment. So that's where you're going. You won that position, Cancer. Enjoy your challenge. It's just turning into a life experience, but it's a life experience. The reward, well, when usually people don't have rewards that they set in their spiritual journey. They have what I like to call is they have beliefs in their spirituality that they believe rewards should be done, but really to go into the audition part, you know, because those things have rewards and all this kind of stuff. That's the part that's exempt, you know, to separate reality from the supernatural. So, whew, yeah. So the card that came back up was the Emperor and the Three of Cups. And that's basically, now I'm going to go ahead and recap. Cancer, you got this adventure going on. You've been selected. You was up. You and a couple more competitors. Not sure what zodiac sign they are, or what part of this Cancer is inside of their chart. Y'all have now been selected to play the game sale. And in this game right here, it is to gain your super spiritual religion, whichever is the best word for it, inquisition that you have been on. You have been practicing very hard for this competition. And y'all will be introducing yourselves. The things we will be sending you, the information, your flight ticket, your room stay, and a rental car will be picking you up. Alright. And after the completion of it, if you get eliminated during the game, you will so forth know eventually. It will be told to you in a special kind of way. Alright, Cancer. Good luck. And get yourself ready. Get into that rental car and all that good stuff. Good luck to you.